Alright, I felt the need to post a quick follow-up video to the last one because I was really fucking angry and animated. And I'm not normally like that, you know me, you know. And, I don't want people to think bad of the guy because for the most part he's been really good and generous to me. Excuse me while I groom my shit like Harry and the Hendersons. There we go. Got me drinking again. But it's okay. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon in sunny Palm Coast, Florida. Clear blue skies and a breeze. Temperature about 79 to 80 degrees. All right. Um, he's not your typical scammer type dude. I don't want people to think that in case they know who he is. Back when I first got started 18, 19 months ago, and all the snobs were just tearing me apart, eviscerating my very soul and being, making you want to go cry in a corner. He was the dude reaching out with advice and tips. He's the one who gave me my first decent trigger, the LaRue single stage that I put in build 1.0, and now it's in, I think, the redacted. We did a couple deals. He's always been very generous with me, putting extra things in there. So I don't want people to think that he's a bad person. What happened with him was he was reaching out, trying to help me out here and there, and he's the one that turned me on to ADM. I had no idea the brand existed before he told me. So I don't want people to think that he's that kind of guy. And then I got lucky. I was about to order an ODG set. I saved up some money, and I was going to order an ODG set from ADM, and that was just when the Anno first drop ever. They had like 60 units, really, really rare drop. There were like thousands of dudes in this group that wanted that set. And I saw that was really coming up when I was about to order the ODG like a week before. And I said, you know what? I'm going to cancel that. I created my account. And it's like, I'll probably never get it. I never win. I've spent so much money on these waffles. I never win shit. I'm just not that guy. So I took a chance, and then I got lucky. I scored one. It popped up at the right time. I got the notification in one of the groups. Went right there. I already created the account because I was going to buy the ODG one. I hit add the card, trying to enter my debit card information, and send, and I got it. I was fucking beyond stoked. I was like, I got my first Gucci set, right? Gucci. And apparently Chris had this deal going on, which I just found out recently, with ADM on a commission basis, and he was really trying to push ADM. And he says he loves their product, but they fucked him over. And he said, no offense, but I was so pissed that a useless cringe poor like you got one, and I didn't, because he wanted to get one, and he never got one. I was like, whatever. No offense taken. He's a sarcastic prick, but that's my whole family, so that's my vibe anyway. And he said, because I asked him, I was like, why'd you blow me off? He just disappeared. 6-7 months later, he pops back up recently. 8 months, whatever it's been. And he's always been a decent guy to help me out. He's been a sarcastic prick, but he's been, like a friend. And that's why this recent thing with the BCG, he sent me that box of parts when that wasn't the deal, but he told me ahead of time, I'll make it a nice care package for you. I was like, Chris, you don't have to do that. And he sent me the stuff, and I was like, thanks. When I opened the box, there's no BCG. And I reached out to him and was like, hey, man, I don't want to sound like an ungrateful prick, but there's no BCG. And everything he threw in the box, the 2 Terran Plus 2s, the 3 brand new Gen 2 PMags, and that Surefire light, if you add it all up, it's about the value of a BCG, right? So I'm like, am I being a dick even asking for the BCG at this point? But that was the original deal. And I'm short. I'm not some snob with a whole collection of BCGs like some of you guys. I needed it. I fucked up and I put either my Aero Precision or my unbranded Noveski in the Anderson when I sold it because I wasn't paying attention. So right now I have a piece of shit Anderson BCG with a burnt gas key and everything. It's horrible staking. I didn't pay attention. And I'm short a decent BCG. And he's like, and then I reached out, and he's like, no problem, I'll send that to you. So a week goes by, and I didn't hear from him, so I reached out one more time. I didn't want to be a dick about it, because he's always been good to me. And I reached out to him, he got back to me, he goes, sorry, it was my wife, she packed up the box, she thought the deal was that BCG in trade for the other parts. Don't worry, it's our anniversary tonight, this was last Sunday. I'm going to drop ship it to you tomorrow, Monday. And I didn't think anything of it. It's like, thanks, man. I'm sorry to be a pain in the ass. I appreciate it, bro, because I really need it. And then soon after that, he deleted his alt, and his messenger is gone. I logged into one of my other alts thinking maybe he just blocked me. Unless he blocked my alts as well, if he knows who they are. I don't use them anymore. I just use Jake America now. I don't bother with that shit. Until I get, a ban again. I'm trying not to. But I'm like, even when I had bans, my messenger was always live. So I never felt the need to delete the messenger account. You can still use it. So, I mean, the only thing I can assume is that he just said, you know what, fuck him, I sent him some parts, I'm not going to give him the BCG, which I still think is kind of shady, because the deal's a deal. If I'm unaware of something might be going on, he just sold some guns and bought a few bikes, and he's been sent me videos of him riding his bike and pictures. Maybe he got injured, I don't know. I'd feel like a real piece of shit if I'm bitching about the BCG when he's hemmed up in a hospital somewhere, So if that's what happened, I'm sorry. I just, I've been taken advantage of a lot by people I thought were friends and I trusted throughout my life, in my teens and 20s and even my 30s. People that, you think are your friends, they just use that as a means to get through the door, and they're robbing you blind. From my turntables all the way up to bottles of cologne, expensive sunglasses, everything not nailed down. My dumb ass is trying to make friends, oblivious to the fact, until a week goes by and you're like, where the fuck is this? Where the hell was that? And apparently you look back and you got robbed blind by all these people you thought were your friends that were just fucking opportunistic scumbags. So it triggers rage in me now after all that experience. I don't know if it's justified or warranted towards Benjamin. Maybe there's something going on, I don't know. But I felt the need to put a quick secondary video out because he's not like your typical, he's actually a stand-up really good guy. I just hope there's some explanation. And if you feel like, hey, you know what, fuck it, I sent them some parts, it's about the value of BCG, I don't feel like giving this BCG up, then say that. Send me a message like, hey man, I thought it over and I sent you enough stuff. Even that would be kind of shady because I didn't ask for the stuff, I didn't want the stuff, I didn't need the light. I have TLR ones, I got a backup and everything, I'm good with it, just as good. But at the same time, I would kind of get it. It's like, all right, cool, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I think that's a little shady, but, But he didn't do any of that. He just ghosted me again. And I needed that BCG. And I gave up a really good one that I loved. So, that's that. I didn't want people to think he's like your typical scammer type dude. He's not. Maybe there's something going on that I am unaware of. And if that's the case, I'll apologize. I'll make a video saying, I'm sorry, dude. I just, when you add 1 + 1 + 1, it equals 3. And you look at all these events and you're like, it kind of adds up. I got ghosted. If that's not the case, then I'll apologize. Until then, send me my fucking BCG. Peace.